Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Papa's Comic Books and Coffee. Okay, let's see who dropped in today. Dun, dun, dun. Marvel Comics Group, The Hands of Shang Chi, Master of Kung Fu. Martial art madness in the Middle East. At last, Shang-Chi comes face to face with the daughter of Fu Manchu. This is number 26. It was 25 cents back in 1974. This is by Doug Munch and Keith Pollard. As usual, this book is available on my eBay webpage, Papa's-Comic-Books. If you're interested, go there, check it out. There's a whole bunch of books right now. All right, let's get together and see how good my Chinese is. Call me Chang Shi, as my father did when he raised me and molded my mind and my body in the vacuum of Honan, China, retreat. I learned many things from my father, that my name means the rising and advancing of a spirit, that my body could be forged into a living weapon through the discipline of Kung Fu, and that it might be used for the murder of a man called Dr. Petrie. Since then, I have learned that my father is Dr. Fu Manchu, the most insidiously evil man on earth, and that to honor him would bring nothing but dishonor to the spirit of my name. Master of Kung Fu, daughter of darkness. And there she was, standing right at the foot of my bed, as proud as could be. She was dark, sultry. I suppose you might say she was coldly sensual, if you know what I mean. And her dress, sheer black satin, which looked as though it had been painted to her body. And did she speak to you? Yes, her voice was low, throaty. It seemed to purr, and yet there was no doubt that she was capable of a snarl. She told me that I'd soon find what I've been searching for, the ruby eyes of the golden beetle, featuring supporting characters created by Sax Rohmer. And her eyes, Lord Robert, were they like the purest jade green, the piercingly hypnotic? They actually seemed to glow in the darkness of my bedchamber, and I didn't mind admitting that. I was frightened, Sir Dennis, for deep within her unwavering stare, I glimpsed everything which is at once depraved and irresistible, every dark sin and bright lust capable of man. Okay, here we go. Maybe. And how are you certain that it was a dream, Greville? I wasn't, at least not until I woke up this morning and found this next to my pillow. Then it really was her, after all these years. That emerald ring is identical to the one she gave to your father, Sean Grenville. Greville. The one who gave to my father? Who is she? She is the daughter of the devil, Lord Robert, the daughter of Fu Manchu. Daughter of, yes, her name is Fa Lo Su. And years ago, in the same city of El Karga, your father fell in love with her against his will. You must understand that she has the powers of hell. She can bend and twist a man to her every perverted whim. She can torture a man and leave him aching for nothing but her foul love. But my father never mentioned a word of this to me. Of course not. Would you tell your son that you had fallen in love with a temptress from hell? No, Lord Robert. After your father managed to break Fa Lu Su's spell, he was more than content to marry your mother, Rima Barton, and forget his entire hideous experience. I do believe you're trying to frighten me, Sir Dennis, but tell me, why is it that you've come to El Karga? It isn't every day that I chance to bump into one of my father's old acquaintances and a godforsaken speck on the globe like this. Or perhaps you're one of the rivals, Sir Dennis. Have you, too, taken up archaeology? No, Lord Robert. I'm afraid my business here in Egypt is concerned more with the dangers of the present than the treasures of antiquity. You see, I have reason to suspect that somewhere in El Karga there lurks an old friend of mine, Fu Manchu. Oh, come on, Smith. This is getting just a trifle too melodramatic for my taste. First his daughter, and now the old boy himself. Are you sure you aren't looking for pink elephants on the side? And you, Lord Robert, what is a pink elephant who visited your bedroom last night and left you a present of that emerald ring? I have walked these crowded streets for hours, finding no evidence of my father's presence. Smith's appointed meeting place is just ahead. Point well taken, Sir Dennis. Still, I don't care who left me the ring. It's undoubtedly quite valuable. Nevertheless, you must get rid of it. You must throw it as far as your sight as you possibly can and forget you ever saw it. I approach the restaurant's entrance. It is a signal for those that wait across the alley. Good. The interior is spacious and will allow freedom of movement. But there is more than spaciousness here. And I say, you're daft, Smith. There is overwhelming aura of evil. What can possibly happen to me if I choose to keep the ring? You've gone paranoid, Smith. You've chased this windmill of yours for so long that you've seen Fu Manchu's ghost around every corner. Sir Dennis, my father is in this room. What? Shang Chi. He rises slowly until he attains full and regal stature, and he does not prevent his cowl from slipping into his shoulders. Disguise has become meaningless. Good Lord, I can almost believe it's him. He looks so quiche. The men who had waited across the alley, my father's Siphon assassins, those who now share my father's disinterest in disguise. Smith is beyond immediate danger. Thus I may defend myself. And he fights 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 behind a rush of air. Ooh, Formula One. Corgis, those are good toys. Or should I say were good toys. Of them all, this one is perhaps the least skilled. It will require little effort to... My foot is slipping. Oh, Bresh. To surrender to the fall is to die. I hurl myself into the fall, adding weight to its momentum, until I halt again, prepared to confront my opponents. But they flee unnerved by the execution of my last movement. Or has their purpose merely been fulfilled? Now that my father has slipped away, yes, Chang-Chi, he's gone. His Siphon remained only long enough for his escape. Now, Greenville, now, do you see why you must get rid of the ring and divorce yourself from any involvement with Fu Manchu or his daughter? Greenville, then Smith was mistaken. The son of his old friend Shan Greville was returned to Egypt to the site of his father's misfortune. No, I don't see why I must get rid of the ring. I see nothing of the kind. Besides, how do you know so much about this daughter of Fu Manchu? What gives you the right to hurl advice in my face? A good question, Sir Robert, and one which evokes memories I had hoped to forget. Your father was not only the man to fall under Fa Lu Su's spell. You see, I too loved her with all my soul, a soul I nearly lost because I dared believe that she was something other than completely irrevocably evil. That's your problem, Smith. As far as I'm concerned, the woman who visited me last night was an angel who foretold my discovery of the pharaoh Seth Ammon's burial crypt and the ruby eyes of the golden beetle. I'd no sooner disown that emerald ring than I would my tongue. The stone tingles with good fortune, and it will lead me to the greatest archaeological find in history. It is my destiny, yes, my emerald destiny, and no one can take it away from me. No one! He is lost, Shang-Chi. Every last shred of reason has been torn from his mind. And all we may hope to do is protect him from the madness which is Fa Lo Su. My mind fills with a moment. 10 years past. A moment spent in Honan, China, under the shelter and tutelage of Fu Manchu, he whom I honored as father. I am pleased with the progress of your lesson, my son. You have earned the privilege of meeting someone. She does not share your mother, Shang-Chi, and yet she is my daughter, and therefore your sister. Fan Lo Sui, You may enter. Thank you, Father, but now is not the time for a sister to become acquaintance with her brother. A very private time. Very well, my daughter, I will leave you. Your name is very beautiful, Shang-Chi, the rising and advancing of a spirit and admirable gold. But tell me, what do you know of the man who gave you that name? Our father, I know only that he's a great man, and that many evil men wish to destroy him. There is evil, and there is evil, little spirit. Evil perhaps in our father, and evil perhaps in me. I must leave you now, little brother, but before you slay a man in our Father's service, I urge you to consider that he and I are the same, and that someday I may wish him slain. And that day you may share my wish. I did not understand Foley's words. Impossible. Come from? I did not find the Englishman, sir. Shang-Chi. But I did find a map to the location of Grievel's archaeology excavations. This must be where Fallo Su took Sir Robert, if it's indeed Seth Ammon's burial pyramid, as he believes Shang-Chi. The Emerald Robert Greville, the emerald in the ring, is much like my eyes, is it not? You brought me to this pyramid because the emerald wanted you to do so? Because my eyes command you to do so? My eyes reaching out to you from the green depths of the emerald? Yes, the emerald wanted me to bring you here. And now the emerald wants you to lead me to the Pharaoh's burial chamber. My eyes command you to lead me there. To the golden beetle, Robert Greville, the ancient talisman of power. Yes, down the corridor to the beetle. The pyramid awaits us, pale under the desert moon. There, Shang-Chi, a freshly excavated pit at the base of the structure, the entrance to the crypt of the Pharaoh Seth Ammon. We enter. The chamber ahead is the Pharaoh's tomb. Very good, Robert Greville. My eyes shall be kind to you. Soft voices echoing through the hollow distance. No, Sir Dennis, we must proceed down this corridor instead. You have done well, Robert Greville. Tell me of this crypt. The six sarcophagi contain wives and servants, while the seventh holds the mummy of Seth Ammon himself, and the beetle rests in the small box next to his casket. In here, then, lies my destiny. In here, I will find the eyes. Pried from their sockets, the ruby eyes are gone. The Sci-Fan are ready. Yes, O Celestial One, but who could have taken them? You, Robert Greenville, you have stolen the beetle's ruby eyes. No, I swear to you, I didn't. My workers excavated this crypt only yesterday. I haven't even had time to fully examine this chamber. I didn't know the eyes were gone, but they must be here, and I'll find them for you. I promise you I will. Then you will begin searching now, and you will feel, then it's true, daughter of hell, you still live. Eternally beautiful, eternally evil. Welcome, Nayland Smith. It has been a long time since last I saw you. You're still so young, not a day older than the last time I gazed into your hellish eyes. Your beautiful emerald eyes, still enchanting, promising peace and pleasure beyond. Smith, you must not. Gaze into my eyes again, Nayland Smith, and ask yourself how you could have refused my love. But know with certainty that you can never refuse my command, for you are mine, Nayland Smith, mine again after 40 long years. And you, Shang-Chi, little spirit who is my brother, are you afraid to greet your sister? Do you not wish to look upon the beauty which is mine? I must avert my eyes, must not listen to creaking. Death to the enemies of Fu Manchu. The sarcophagi, once the receptacles of death, they now spawn men of vivid life, and yet men whose nature is closely aligned with death. Smith, Greville, defend me from my father's Sci-Fan animals. They obey without question, moving forward, to stand like straw before the hurricane. My sister has commanded them to surrender their lives, unless I launch myself forward to intercept the flow of violence. Thus, by protecting Smith and Greville, I too have obeyed Fallo Su and defended her from my father's assassins. But they are still entranced, and therefore a great peril. My concern for propelling them from danger blinds me with a blow into attend to them. Another, and the third blow would draw blood. It's silence. Highly! Were it to reach its proper target, Seth Ammon's sarcophagus topples forward, and an object of elaborate beauty, now shattered into fragments which have defied time, but not violence. Seth Ammon's body spills to the stone floor in form of an ancient death of a dissection, from whose sightless sockets stare the ruby eye of that golden beetle. My sister glimpsed through the madness of battle. She too has returned the mummy's lifeless stare, and now plucks the ruby's eyes for her own. I must end the violence if I am to stop Fa Lo Su in the midst of her. Gleam of a modern metal, previously hidden by Seth Ammon's sarcophagus, the true nature of the ruby eyes now lives exposed. They were bait, luring my sister into the grasp of a bomb. But Fa Lo Su has served the bait herself, luring Smith Greenville and myself into the same grasp of death. Thus, the fight must end swiftly now, for even were the Sai-Fan aware of the bomb, they would gladly embrace death in service of Fu Manchu. It is over, but Greenville and my sister are gone. Only Smith remains. Quickly, Smith, we must leave this place. Leave? I do not take orders from you. He is still entranced. Shang-Chi, what? There is no time and much danger, Sir Dennis. We must leave now. Quaroon! I raced the hurtling fragments of the destruction to reach a dune, to find. She kissed me, the angel. She kissed me at last. Greville, and he's dead, with Fa So Lu's lipstick smeared all over his mouth. Lipstick made of poison. Then my sister escaped the pyramid as well with Greenville. Perhaps, lad, and perhaps she merely sent Greenville outside of the decoy feature, fearing that Fu Man's waited for her out here and not knowing of the bomb inside. But either way, we'll learn the answer soon enough. And if the daughter of Fu Manchu still lives, the world will suffer for it. Thus the struggle between father and daughter has ended, forever or for now. And in the question I find my spirit has not risen this night. And that is that. That is The Hands of Shang Chi, Master of Kung Fu, Martial Arts Madness of the Middle East, the daughter of Fu Manchu. That was number 25 from 1974. Once again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Tell me what's wrong, tell me what's right, whatever. And don't forget, this book and many others are available on my eBay webpage, Papa's-Comic-Books. And as I always say,
that was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.